And now I recycle.
I recycle.
You recycle
Yes.
as well. I hope you recycle at home. The only thing that's a little bit sad is the fact that, you know, only 7% of a lot of the plastics actually get recycled. The rest of it actually goes into a landfill.
Yeah, that's really sad, and I was surprised when I heard that, but apparently there's a company called JBII, they're Canadian, and they're fueling a huge change in the way plastics get dealt with.
And the emphasis is on fuel.
Does this remind you of something? Nope, that's not what it is. It's a new solution this guy makes from this. And from this, and a whole lot of this. It used to be unrecyclable plastic, until now.
I'm John Bordnick, and I invented the plastic to oil process.
This breakthrough method of energy recovery is making plastic a hot commodity. And it starts here, with JBI's Motherlode. This facility processes 20 metric tons of waste plastic every day.
We love all the plastic that nobody else wants. What you see here is all your consumer plastics, your industrial plastics, car parts, rejects from Chrysler and GM. You have your meat packaging, your bread bags, your garbage bags, all sorts of different mixed plastics.
Up until now, unwashed plastic could not be recycled.
All this plastic you see here makes us unique because we don't have to wash it. The dirtier, the better sometimes, and this is what ends up in landfill. We process it and put it in manageable bags or bales, and it's sent to our stage 2 where it gets processed. So what you see here is unwashed 2,000 pounds of compacted plastics that is going to turn into gold for us.
That's done through a tricky process called pyrolysis.
Plastics are made from fossil fuel through a process that creates very long polymer chains. In order to recycle plastic, you need to break down those long polymer chains.
It's done with extremely high temperatures, and the results are difficult to control.
In the past, pyrolysis yielded basically random fuels.
Now John and his team have done something no one else has. They've found a way to break down plastic consistently.
What we do differently here is we can control the pyrolysis process very carefully and dial up the kind of fuel we like and predictably get it every single time.
It starts with what's essentially a giant cooker.
The plastic here goes into this hopper and then into what we call feeding the beast at 2,000 pounds an hour.
From this point on, the party is in the pipes.
We take waste plastics. The plastics go up the conveyor belt. They're fed into a spool. The spool is where we remove any oxygen in the plastics with a nitrogen purge. The plastics then enter an auger. The auger then feeds it into a pre-melt reactor. The pre-melt reactor liquefies, melts the plastics. The liquefied plastic then moves to the reactor. The reactor then cracks these long polymer chains into smaller chains. The smaller chains leave the main reactor as a gas. After the vapor leaves the reactor, it passes through one of these 5 towers, which are responsible for collecting a different type of fuel. They're condensed from the heaviest fuels, which would be our heating oil, to the lightest fuel, which is gasoline. Anything that's left, natural gas and hydrogen, is sent then back to the burner to run the process.
What John's talking about is a closed-loop system, which means it generates enough fuel to run on itself. Greg Wilkinson is a consultant with the plastics industry.
I hear there are great things happening here.
Fantastic. Machine number 2's up. Come on inside.
All right.
Greg's heard about JBI's innovations and is here to check them out for himself.
Well, the fuel is very consistent. It's been consistent over the last year, and it's phenomenal. Always the same kind every single time.
So that is just amazing that you can make that range of fuels all from identical towers. Just unbelievable.
Let's head over to the fuel bar.
So, John, what have you got on tap today?
Here, Greg, our fuel.
From non-recycled plastics to liquid gold, it is a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
Plastics industry is paying very close attention to what JBI is doing.
All the fuel is rigorously tested for what's in it, like sulfur and silicone, to how it behaves, like flash point and pour point.
Well, now that the tests are done, the lab equipment confirms that the fuel is in spec and it's ready to ship to our customer.
This is a big deal. This could be the final piece of the sustainability puzzle for plastics.
It leaves here as diesel, heating fuel, and gasoline, and it's all coming your way.